Hello and welcome to those who serve. We're fortunate today to be with us, all Marine show, and some good friends of mine. We got Thomas Payne and David Elliot, got David Cantrell, Leon Parks, all from LJ. Basically, about a year separated the time that y'all went in the Marine Corps, but we're fortunate to have him. I want to say this: we thank Dale Cochran for helping pull this thing together. He did a good job. They seem to think he might have lured them under false pretenses, the way it looked, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But fellas, appreciate y'all coming, being on the show. I think every one of y'all's names came up early on when we first started doing this. It took a little while to pull it together, and appreciate Dale. But let's start off kind of talking about what y'all were doing there, Thomas, before you went in the service. What were you into?
I got out of high school, just working around town up here. I worked at the theater for about 3 or 4 years. We had a theater back in Shot Po, and me and David was buddies, and we was fixing to get drafted. You know, everybody's getting drafted along about then, so we just said us join up.
So you felt like you was in the target, didn't you?
Right.
But he run off and left you, didn't
Yeah, he run off and left me. Yeah, he couldn't wait. He had to go on.
Yeah.
30 days ahead, so he
Yeah,
got to jump.
about 30-something days ahead of me.
Yeah.
Well, the DI,
Turned out all right.
the
Probably
recruiter
better.
guy broke his leg, and the recruiter needed somebody to fill that place. So I think I talked to David. I said, I think I'll go on and get my time started. So I left out about 30 days sooner.
Did y'all ever run up on each other from that point on?
One time.
One time.
The Camp Lejeune, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I caught up with him up in an IT guard.
So in the States.
Had one Sunday evening together, and that
Well,
was the end of that.
that's about it. Now y'all two, these two, David and Leon, y'all were just raised down the road from each other, weren't you?
Yeah.
But you went in how much before Leon?
I went in, I was drafted January 66, and well, like I say, I was telling you before, we had an option. They drafted us, started calling names, you know, and when they called one from the Marine Corps, I was in it, and had one guy that objected to it. So they told us that, well, if anybody don't want to go there, so we can't send you on, you know, to ban him, but I opted to go on in the Marine Corps. They was 4 of us from LJ. Went in together.
And some boys from over at Cummings?
Yeah, I took everybody went in the Marine Corps that was drafted that month from LJ and Cummings. And got down to Paris Island. They liked about 4 men having company 221 together. So names starting with a C, you know, and I got caught in that group, separated from the other boys. Saw them a day of really, you see them occasionally on the parade field or, you know, out training or something, but other than that, the only time I saw them was day of graduation. Saw one of them in California.
That's it.
When I was trying to go see, and that's the only time I saw them until we got out.
Now, Leon, you kind of had a little interesting story. You was kind of wanting to trail in with it. You was a little younger. Tell us about how you got it ended up.
Well, David and Thomas went in. I was too young. Mother wouldn't sign for me, and I went on to college, and my second year I was on a little bit of academic probation, and the funny part of it was Jerry Baxter come along, and he said, "Just join the Marine Corps in the buddy plan." And I said, "I'm with you." And Jerry's a good dear friend, and so we take off to be inducted down at Fort McPherson. So I walk back out, and I've done took the oath, and I'm headed to Paris Islands. You know, I walked back out to the reception room. There sat Jerry, and I said, "You ready?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "They've cut me loose. I'm going to LJ."
Too late.
And I said, "Do what?" And my dear friend come back to LJ, and I went to Paris Islands, so there went the buddy plan.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened.
Now, obviously, Vietnam's heated up, and y'all pretty well had the feeling that was going to be the plan. But before you do that, now the Marines they're renowned for that toughness in basic. Is that the way you? Now you had a bunch of uncles.
All my brothers, I got.
That's right.
Yeah, I got three retired, and all 6 of us in. The 7 boys. 6 of us in the Marines, 1 in the Navy.
Now, did they pretty well tell you, and you knew kind of what to expect?
Yeah, I'd heard them talk all my life, and I think they said, they bragged on it, they liked it. They said, "Boy, you better go in the Marine Corps if you're going in anything." And then I probably wouldn't went in, but we was getting drafted anyway on account of Vietnam. So I said, well, I'll just go in there. If I like it, I might stay, like they did.
So I just found something out before we started the show was to basically be drafted was 2 years, but if you enlisted, it was a 4-year deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, did you go in the Marines because he was going, or did you
No,
already have a
we
feeling?
talked about it. I always wanted to go, and my uncle had been in there. I wanted to do it because I'm going to get drafted anyway, so I just joined up, but they didn't. They told me the truth.
Now, these boys been giving you a hard time. They've been giving you a hard time
they're
about being
hard
in the
on me.
Air Wing, but did you score higher on the test than they did? What?
Well, I doubt that probably.
Probably. Well, Cantrell, now, I know you willing to throw in on this.
No.
But now, you ended up in communication
Yeah.
to start with.
Yeah.
But now, let's talk about basic a minute. Everybody, where did you end up at? Parris Island, South Carolina?
Paris
This side.
Island first.
Leon, memories of Parris Island.
Well, it was exciting. I always made it through pretty good, and the magic thing was making it to the rifle range, and you figured out pretty well if you got to the rifle range, you was going to get off the islands, and so that and Elliot's Beach, that was the final test, and so after about the 7th week, you had it going your way.
Yeah.
Now, those that trained you, had they pretty well already been to Vietnam? They was getting you ready.
Yes, sir. As most of the people I served with my entire time, I was lucky. All of them were. I had good people, old gunnery sergeants, first sergeant and stuff, and sergeant majors had been in the latter part of World War II in Korea, and they definitely cared for the people around them.
Yeah.
And so that made a world of difference. The people that trained you cared for you. Even though you hated them, they cared for you.
Yeah, hated them. Cantrell. Now, you was in basic training with you basically thrown in there with all those new fellas. You don't know them. How long did it take you to kind of get kind of buddied up with somebody?
Oh, I don't
and
know.
get acclimated?
It takes 3 or 4 days to realize really where you was at and what was going on. I mean,
It's
I
just
don't know
fast
if we sleep
paced.
first 3 days or not. You know, I mean, you know, in all honesty. Yeah, they run us through the rub there for a while. And it take you a while. You know, you get to basically know your bunkie. You don't. I mean, you don't get a weekend leave. You don't stand around and talk to nobody. I mean, you know, get to know your bunkie, and that's about it for the first week or two. And you know, you get to get used to people and so forth. You know, and
Let me get you hold up right there, folks. We got to go away to a break, so don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to those who serve. Welcome back to those who serve. Spending some time with these fellas. They all Marine Corps, and as we left off to go to the break, David was fixing to tell us about one of his favorite men at basic training, Corbett.
Oh, Sergeant Corbett.
Well, you tell us a little about old
He was a fine drill instructor. He was just rough on everybody.
Just a real
Oh yeah, yeah.
cream puff, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was. I guess out of all of them, he was one of the junior drill instructors. But he was unbelievable on close order drill. You know, things of that nature. He was really top of the line on that. We managed to win drill comp. You know, with him, which I don't think he'd ever had a platoon that didn't win drill comp. You know, that was his specialty kind of. But he was rough on everybody. You know.
Tell us about the fella that's a little older than the rest of you, and tell us that story you shared during the break.
Well, his name was Strickland. He was from Brunswick, Georgia, and like I say, there was a lot of 2-year guys in there with me. You know, and he had joined, was 4-year man, and I don't know. We've been down there for quite a while, you know, and he had us all up center of Squad Bay, and he told him, he said tell these draftees why you join this man's Marine Corps. He said, sir, I read about the G.I. Joe comic book. Well, that went over real good.
Like
you know,
a lead
like a lead balloon,
yeah.
you know. I don't know. He
had a hard time taking
he was
that.
still PT in the hour and a half later.
He didn't get to read
Roughed
no
him up.
comic book.
No, he didn't get any.
Yeah. Now, Thomas, when you talking about close order drill and everything in basic, obviously the Marine Corps is known for looking good in that thing. Tell us a little about your memories basic there.
Well, I couldn't march too good myself, and my senior drill instructor, his name was Payne from Rome, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
So you imagine how that went over.
Oh, yeah.
He called me over the side one time. He said, showed me his name on there. You know, we hadn't been there long, you know, just catching on. He wanted to know where I was from. I said, I was scared to talk. I said, Elliot, Georgia. He said, you know where Rome, Georgia is? And I said, yes, sir. And he said something about a plowing mules or something. Of course, I didn't know nothing about plowing mules, but I guess he did. Anyway, he said, you better not mess up. He said, I'm going to be keeping an eye on you.
Yeah.
He said, you ain't a plowing mules over in them mountains. I figured I better straight. I tried to do the best I could, but I finally caught on.
He
Couldn't
felt
keep
like
it
you was at a
still.
target, huh?
Couldn't keep in stealth.
Yeah.
But they'll get you in stealth, I'm sure.
Well enough. Now, Elliot, do you have any troubles falling into line with this boat?
No more than anybody else probably, you know,
Yeah.
but I think they picked on everybody for a day or two, and then they just go on down the line. But I'll never forget, we come in one evening, it's right at dark, you know, this old guy, I forget when it was, he was from, I can't remember, but anyway, he was going in run, you know, he just jerked me on the line. I knew I was in trouble then. So anyway, everybody else went in. He took me around the back there. You can see the bay, you know, out there. He said, "I'll tell you what. Now you got to go. You know I'm gonna kill you in the morning." He showed me the way to go, you know, across the swamp. I said, "I don't know about this." So he said, "Now if you're still here in the morning, I'm just gonna kill you. So your best chance." He told me what time to leave when the tide was down on it. I didn't sleep. I didn't leave. I didn't sleep none.
Yeah.
Well, after that, we'd been there about a month.
Yeah.
And after that, man never said another word to me.
Yeah.
It was easy from then on out. But I thought about leaving, but
That's about enough.
well, I
Knew better, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was dead either way, so I just stayed with him.
Well, they try to break you every way they can, don't they?
After that, he another word said to me, you know.
Yeah. I
Well,
think
that's-
everybody goes through.
That's the big thing. If they can break you, they're going to break you. They're going to break you down, build you back
Right.
to see it
That's
their
it.
way, and they do a pretty good job of it out there.
Now, when y'all got finished with basic, I know the big day graduation. Everybody, they're going to talk about once you get to the rifle range, but they make marksmen out of you. I mean, truly, the Marine Corps, everybody is a rifleman. They know that to be true. Tell us a little about going out there. You mentioned something about Maggie's drawers. What?
That's when you're going out, you know, the thing you run to wait 2 hours, you know, and after snapping in and everything, but they got the song that says they grade you 2s, 3s, and 4s, bullseye, you know, and the white flag flies out of the pits. That's Maggie's drawers. And the old cadence song going running out there is, we don't want no Maggie's drawers, we want 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
And it's not a good idea when that Maggie's drawers fly, because it's remarkable how your aim gets better when it starts from your rear end to your eye. It gets better every time. If you're laying in a prone position,
Yeah, they can deliver a.
and you don't want too many flags flying, you know. It's real simple when you figure it out.
Yeah. Now, all of y'all ended up being sent to Vietnam, so that confidence in your marksmanship sure kind of let you know you could hold that end of it up. Now, Cantrell, as far as, now y'all need to understand something. We travel a lot of miles together, hunted. I ain't gonna tell no stories on you if you don't tell them on me.
Well, let's keep it quiet, yeah.
I tell you what, we've had some mighty good times
Yes,
together.
sir.
And I know about all these stories, so, but now you basically left there and y'all went to where, to Lejeune? Where'd you end up?
Well, all the Marines, as far as I know, if I'm wrong, one of them correct me. As far as I know, once you graduate from boot camp, you go straight on. They load you on a bus the next morning. You go to ITR, which is Infantry Training Regiment at Camp Geiger, North Carolina,
Geiger,
which is
okay.
I guess Geiger is a part of Lejeune, as far as
All
I ever knew. But
inside
at that
Lejeune.
time, you don't know. Now, I mean, I hear some of these guys talking in the Army. I had a brother in there, and I mean, they go down and see him. He'd come home. I mean, last thing you wanted was a visitor at Paris Island, let me put it that way. You know, I mean, somebody come down to Paris Island and see you, and you got to see them on Sunday evening. You caught,
Yeah,
it was pretty rough, but you know, you had a rough week ahead of you, you know. but you didn't get any leave, any liberty, or anything till once you finished infantry training. So they bused us to Camp Geiger, North Carolina, to staging there at Staging Battalion, and it was going to be at that time they was running through so fast. It was going to be, and had so many. It was going to be. I believe they told me 6 weeks before I'd even get into a training unit, into a company to train, and so my option was just to hang around there for that long to get into a unit, you know. Police area, they'd have some little something you do, or you go on what we call, Army call it KP, we call it mess duty. And so they was about 6 or 8 of us volunteered for mess duty at the rifle range. So I caught 30 days, which caught that 30 days at the rifle range. We went through that, which made time pass faster. I mean, it was a rough job, but they promised us at the end of that 30 days, the first unit that formed when we came back in, the first unit that formed, we would get to be in it. So we came back in 30 days, so I got me a little ahead there. I got into a training company, and so any of you remember how long the training was?
Let me get you hold up right there, folks. We got to go away to another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, those who serve.